This is a pre-header video that I'm creating to shed some light on some things that could potentially be a problem after installing headers and how to avoid them on a Camaro ZL1. This happens to be a 2019 Camaro ZL1 1LE, but I assume it'll work for pretty much any Camaro ZL1. Starting up in the engine bay, there has been a report by someone that their coolant reservoir melted at the lower level where it came close to the headers. So as you can see here, this reservoir, which is the one I will be installing, has a heat shield material installed over it. This is a reflective heat shield that will reflect back the heat and prevent the coolant reservoir from melting. So for 5 minutes, and a razor blade is all it takes to install. It's got adhesive backing. Put it on there, and now your coolant reservoir will remain intact. So that's one thing. All of the materials I got are from this company, TexFlex. They make really nice products. I bought their products by crossing the part numbers at a company called wirecare.com. I went into the catalog, found what I was looking for. I use this flexible thermal-reflective wrap, which is split and has an adhesive backing, so you don't have to remove anything to install it. You can wrap it and then seal it, and then you can also finish it off with some reflective tape to make it neat in certain areas. And I'll show this later on underneath, where I did use various sizes of this, ranging from 1/4 up to 1 inch. I'm going to convert that to millimeters, but I used the 1/4 inch inside diameter for brake lines, the 5/8 for transmission lines, and then the 1 inch for wiring harness, and to go over fittings, and then tape wrap and then wrap it. So really nice stuff. You can see in the picture, it's not just a film wrap. It does have a backing, so it provides not only heat reflectivity but insulation, and it's good to 1400 degrees. Good stuff. The first place I was really concerned about is down in the passenger side well area. There's a couple things here. As you can see, the hoses for the heater already have a reflective shielding over them. I extended that a little bit and wrapped it up just to make it a little more robust. Down below on the frame rail, you can see there's both a wiring harness and a brake line that comes up very close to where the headers will end up. I have removed these headers. I'm not going to go into how to remove and install headers. If you don't know how to do that, you should be watching this anyways. The brake line, you can see, is now wrapped with the 1/4 inch, and the wiring harness is traditionally inboard, much closer to the headers, where the headers will be, than where this is now showing it. I relocated the wiring harness inboard, and using that 1 inch sleeving, I wrapped it all the way up, and then tie wrapped it into the frame rail where it's out of the way. This wiring harness also comes up and runs kind of close to the headers. You can see that it's been wrapped. Now for that, I used the tape, and I just wrapped it by hand, as it was kind of an odd size, which does a pretty nice job when you wrap it. So that's really everything on the passenger side. Going over to the driver's side, I again did wrap the brake line that came up. This is all preventive maintenance. You can see the brake line there. And then there's one other wiring harness that comes down close to the #1 cylinder. And you can see that now has a protective sleeve. That's the 5/8 sleeve, I believe, over it. And just to give it some added protection. So that's it in the engine compartment. Oh, and there is a wiring harness that is held on to the shock tower right there on the passenger side that I put some wrap over to protect it. That's actually a connector, and it showed a little signs of taking some heat from the stock headers, so I thought it a good idea to prevent that from melting down. Whoop, my light just went out. Let me reconnect that. Pardon the interruption here. Let me reconnect my light and continue this. So underneath, in preparation for the headers are going to be coated, and I've heard rumors, I don't know how substantiated they are, that when you coat headers, you put more heat to the back, and especially on the automatic transmission, that can heat up the transmission, which is not a good idea. So a couple things here.